See, Mr. Lee's here. Sanders here. Welcome. Welcome, y'all. Doing good on a Saturday. Welcome. Well, some people are thinking it is, but probably not. You know, it looks weird. It does look weird. Ernie says, good evening, chat friends. Glad Lockbeard is on tonight. Something set up with your Wi-Fi. Live chat is more like a need to keep refreshing chat. Yeah, things are kind of seem kind of funky here too. Although I got a video trying to upload at the same time as I'm doing this, so I either got to cancel that or I don't know. If I'm coming through all right, I won't cancel it. I need to do that some other time, but anyway, it's uploaded. Joe says, why is it that these ETs can fly millions or billions of light years, but when they get here, they crash the freaking thing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't. If it crashes, I really. Well, I mean, we're just speculating, but yeah, if it crashes, it's probably failed government experiment or something, or if somebody is from here that isn't that much more advanced, and somehow we, like some people speculate, fiddling with nuclear technology that they jacks us down somehow. I don't know. Angel, hi everybody, welcome Angel. That mom says looking mad there, bro. Who's looking mad? Well, can you hear me now? I don't know why I should be muted. I should have sound. Unless there's something going on with. Do you hear me? You hear me now? I don't know why you couldn't hear me. It wasn't muted. Okay. I don't. Yeah. I don't know what it was. Then I wasn't muted. Um, did it go out or was it always out? Starting. There it goes. No sound is back. It's been coming in and out. Mr. Hugh, welcome. Yeah. Sounds underwater. It might have something to do with fuzzy audio. Bet Mom says, Lock, you sound good right now, but it goes muffled. Then you went silent and came back. In and out, but good now. I don't know what the deal is. Like, it feels like it's like almost like it's right here. Like I'm um like there's a constriction or something. Like uh like when I do it feels the same as like when I do an overhead triceps extension. When I'm up like that, it squeezes up against my neck, and it kind of, I know it's blocking the blood flow, but I'm not like that right now. But it kind of feels like that if I had to describe. So I've had numbness mainly in my head and stuff, but like different places on my arms and stuff. I don't know what the hell. My heart feels like it's doing weird stuff, which I've had that stuff off and on for a long time, but so I don't know. I've been putting off seeing a doctor about like the anxiety stuff. Like that's all where some of these symptoms could be caused by anxiety. So hopefully it's that and not stroke or MS or some bullshit like that. James here, welcome into the chat. Pinch nerve, I don't know. There might be some of that. I don't know how to describe really. It's not so bad right now. Angel says, get your butt to a doctor. Too many of us care about you. Well, thank you. I'm going to. I just gotta. It might take a little bit to get that set up. So, yeah, yep. Did a plane crash into Lazy Mountain? Muffled in and out again. It's got to have to do with this. Hold on, I'm gonna shut this, and we'll cancel this uploading. I don't know why everything's got to be so difficult. All right. No, well, did not. Yeah, I hate going to the doctor. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I've just had so many bad experiences. Like, with the going to the doctor, and then the doctors don't like, they're happy to poke and prod some of the time, run tests, um, some very uncomfortable tests sometimes. The dentist, like one time, yanked the tooth out. There was really no reason to yank the tooth other than I had a tooth infection, but I was having repeated tooth infections, and he didn't figure out why I was having repeated tooth infections. I figured that out, and I was also going to the doctor because I was having other symptoms, and just different stuff. Like over the years, like the doctors, they don't. It's like they're not really trying to figure out why you're getting something. They'll just treat it and send you on your way. And then, of course, if it happens again, you don't really know what's going on. They're perfectly fine to treat you and sell you more drugs. Um, I thought something bit my foot a few days back, but it didn't seem like it was anything bad. I don't know what it was. I just thought maybe I just poked something. I don't know. It just didn't. I didn't pay much mind. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just there's so many things. It's really these symptoms are scary, you know. So I need to figure out what it is, and the doctor might get me the diagnosis, and then I can figure out how to make it go away permanently on my own. Which I had a kind of a theory because I know like if I'm having heart palpitations, if I'm taking in a bunch of aspartame, I know I've been down that road before. Aspartame, if you take in too much of it, it'll cause heart palpitations. So like, and the main source of that I've been getting is from the little nicotine mints. So I stopped taking those, just cold turkey. Proving I'm not addicted, by the way, because some people have been eyeballing me about that. I just stopped. I have no, because I don't want the aspartame. I'm scared of the aspartame. If it's causing, my heart's doing funny things, so it's spooking me. Hello, Icon. Welcome. Joe says they got to pay their kids' tuition somehow. Yeah, seriously. Danny's here. Welcome. He says greetings from South Carolina. Batman says depending on the bite, it could be Lyme disease. Oh man, I don't want that. Chessboard saying hi to everybody. I don't know. I know what the end will be. I'll go to the doctor. They'll probably give me some kind of medications, and then I'll do a deep dive on some research on how to fix whatever the hell it is myself, and then I'll fix it, which I've done before. Caffeine crap. Oh well, everybody's addicted to caffeine. Yeah. So, but I do want to kind of ease up on it and try to get rid of it if I can. I get it, and I get it. It's not helping things for sure. Little strokes. Yeah, I don't want any strokes. I hope it's not any strokes. Got a herd of cattle right outside the window here. They're getting to run around outside the fence and mow. Oh, now they're moving for some reason. Something spooked them. Lockbeard had a friend bit by a spider, had a hard time. Hope we're feeling better. Get to the doc. Yeah. It seems a little better today. I'm still going to try and get scheduled to go into the doc because I need to see them for other things anyway. Try to figure out if there's anything that can be done about anxiety. Because it's a fight every day. Batman says, Mr. Lee, how dare you? Caffeine is beautiful until you don't have any, and everyone sucks. Yeah. Well, if there was just an energy drink that had that was didn't use sucralose or aspartame, because pretty much all of them do. If it's sweetened with stevia, I'm good. Like there's this electrolyte stuff I've found recently and it's sweetened with stevia, you know. Um, so why can't the energy drink companies, do the same damn thing? Why they got to put poisonous shit in there? Everything, I mean, so I don't know. It's crazy. Some sleep. When you're dead. Shirley says, "But Mom, I never liked coffee too much. I love cocaine though." What the hell? Now, Mr. Lee. So, oh, the UFO stuff always happens far away from me. Like if I was nearby this mountain, I'd probably be like poking around the mountain a little bit, see what's up, just to make sure. Joe says he smokes weed for anxiety and PTSD. It's not the prescription for everyone, but it works for me, and I hate the other drugs they use to prescribe me. Yeah, I always said I'd never try weed. I don't want to smoke it. I've never smoked anything. I don't want to smoke anything. So I don't know, if that ends up being a possible option, I'll consider it. But I don't want to smoke anything. I just don't like the idea of smoking anything. So maybe there's a non carb loaded, keto approved edible type thing. I don't know. Mr. Lee says, I made a keto cheesecake with stevia the other day. It was good. A lot of people, I think a lot of people, like, if they know their stevia is sweetened with stevia, they complain. Like, I feel like they wouldn't, if you didn't tell them, they might not even know. But as soon as you tell them, they got something in their head that makes them, they're gonna complain about, oh, that stevia tastes like crap. So don't tell them. I guess just a Batman says, what's the chemtrails that literally go straight up or straight down, vertical like dropping a bomb? Shut the tractor down. Good for aches and pains. Edibles work. Gummies. Don't they have sugar in those though, Mr. Lee? You don't have to smoke it. Sugar-free edibles. Yeah, but do they put aspartame or sucralose in there? Because that stuff, I know for a fact, if I get too much of either one of those, I'll have problems. I've already been down that road. Icon says, I guess it would be amusing to see you eating edibles and levitating above your van. What? They'll make me levitate? I'm on board now. What Dan said. Try full spectrum CBD oil. That's what it's good for anxiety. I wonder if I should just not even talk to a doctor about the anxiety and just, can I, well, of course, don't you have to have a prescription, don't you? See, I don't even know. What the hell, because I don't pay attention to this really. I need a prescription, don't I? Or can I just buy this stuff? Okay, so anyway, the article is titled, Did a Plane Crash into Lazy Mountain? Is it a meteor? People say no. That's a strange, looking contrast. So, according to GPS, the spectacle in the sky on Thursday morning over Lazy Mountain was a unique combination of contrails passing from a passing jet, atmospheric conditions, and the rising sun. at least it wasn't some stuff bouncing off the swamp gas this time. Photos circulated on social media. People in the Matsu Valley wondered about what appeared to be a strange trail of smoke with dark portions that appeared to be debris from something. The Alaska State Troopers and our partners at the Alaska Rescue Coordination Center investigated the lazy mountain photos and video that were reported to the Alaska State Troopers and have also been circulated across social media this morning. There have been no reports of overdue aircraft or ELT activations indicating an airplane crash. A rescue team on a helicopter flew a mission around Lazy Mountain area this morning and located nothing suspicious, and there were no signs of crashed aircraft. There have been no reports of any audible impact either, but plenty of speculation on social media, along with some practical jokes on the Must Read Alaska Facebook page, including one that said, "It's Biden's winter of death coming for us." Further investigations revealed that a large commercial jet was flying in that area around the time that the photos and video were taken. The aircraft was contacted and reported normal flight operations on its way to JFK Airport in New York. Troopers believe that the photos and videos showed a contrail from the commercial jet combined with the rising sun, which together caused the unique atmospheric sights. We greatly appreciate the numerous Alaskans that reported the suspicious sight this morning to law enforcement. A contrail, blah blah blah. Explain what a contrail is. So they have a story for that, right? And this one's over on this weird New York Times Post, whatever the hell that's supposed to be. Weird cloud over Alaska ignites talks of UFO crash weapons test. Because some people are suggesting it's a Russian weapons test. That just looks strange. They don't. I mean, why is it? If it's a contra, I mean, is the plane there? I don't know. Bizarre cloud formation over Lazy Mountain prompts police investigations as witnesses fear it was a plane crash, a UFO, or top secret Russian weapon. I don't know if there's any video, but it sure looks like something. It could be heading off into the distance, but it sure looks like it's going down. Be a meteorite. Somebody said it could be a satellite. It looks like something going down to me. But see how it's got that bright spot at the front, like it's hot. So I don't know. The Becco. You don't need a prescription here because it's legal. THC pills, no prescription needed. Order online. Jen says I use Spectrum. That's pain based. You don't need a prescription for CBD oil. You eat enough edibles, you'll be flying over trees. Oh man, it depends on the state. I believe CBD is legal in all states. CBD. Uh, I'm sure I can. Well, if I whatever information I need for Oklahoma is right away. If I really like, I don't like. I'm just not interested. But if it's going to be something that's a treatment that isn't, because man, some of the side effects, the crap that doctors give you, is not acceptable. I sound all Atari. I don't know why I'm having sound problems. Prescribed you tamazepams for my anxiety. They went straight in the bin, man. You got a link for that, Danny? Says Mr. Hugh. Icon says we get CBD edibles that they can get from gas stations around here. Now it's better. Icon says sounds like crap. That was a very wide, chunky looking trail. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be. I mean, wish there was video. Now they say the police have video, but I haven't seen any video there. Which police says I took a photo of the UFO I kept seeing a couple months ago. Shall I email it to you, Lockbeard, if you want? Yeah. So you got a picture of a UFO, did you? Can you get can you get video so we can see movement? You think you can ever get video of it? Chessport says, Lockbeard, if you ever want to CC, be careful of the CBD, as some states will not permit even buying a weapon if using CBD. Gotcha. So you can't be high and armed, huh? Jen says there's a brand called Keo CBD. No THC in case you have have to test, and it works wonders. Koi, like the fish. Okay, so look at some UFO news.
Believe it or not, the Pentagon just released a report on UFO sightings.
It includes reports made by people claiming the sightings left them with serious health problems. The 1,500-page report was obtained by newspaper company The Sun 4 years after they requested the documents.
4 years. CBS 8's Jasmine Ramirez took the report and asked local astronomers what they think about the new findings.
That's right, and my biggest question for the astronomy department here at San Diego State is whether the report gives any confirmation that aliens might exist. Imagine looking up at the night sky and being left with nerve damage or feeling an electrical shock. These are a couple of the UFO-induced effects in the Pentagon's report.
My first thought was this was kind of the first time I've seen something in any way official coming from the government that talks about things like this.
Douglas Leonard is an astronomy professor. He held a stargazing party Thursday evening, where he gave one explanation of what a UFO sighting can sometimes be.
It's on a crash course to Brideville. 18,000 miles per hour. Most people looking at that would say, I think I've just seen a UFO. I've never seen anything like that. Within 1% of us know that's the International Space Station. And every few nights, it makes a pass like this.
His students say the Pentagon documents led them to more questions.
We still don't know if it's just another country's like super advanced, like, airplanes or stuff that we can't detect.
The report does confirm the incidents were accurately reported and medical data was collected.
Some people reported paralysis, perceived time loss, and marks left on their bodies. It leads scientists scratching their heads.
These things just remain sort of mysteries, and you investigate it, and sometimes you just never come up with a good answer.
And if you think that you had a UFO sighting, Professor Leonard says it could have actually been the planet Venus, which has a glow that is often mistaken for alien spaceships. Reporting here at San Diego State.
So I was on CBS 8 San Diego yesterday, I guess.
Well, thousands of previously classified documents regarding UFOs have now been released to the public. And some of the stories include alien abductions, electrical paralysis, and even sexual encounters.
Yeah, just some bizarre stuff. Fox 35's William Lajeunesse has the shocking details from this 1,500-page report.
Pilots tracking unidentified objects, balls of light suspended over the ocean, UFOs chasing warships, all part of a growing body of sightings of UAPs or unidentified aerial phenomena.
My God, they're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Now comes something even more explosive, a 1,500-page Pentagon report of previously classified documents cataloging accounts from witnesses and victims claiming radiation burns, brain damage, even paralysis after close encounters with UAPs.
This is the most haunting of all the reports from my perspective, because it shows immunological deficiency. It shows altering human DNA. It shows degradation on a cellular level.
Prepared in 2010 by the Pentagon's secret Advanced Aerospace Weapons Program, the report was released only after a Freedom of Information request. It found sufficient accidents have been accurately reported, and medical data acquired as to support a hypothesis that some advanced systems are already deployed and opaque to full U.S. understandings.
This is from within the documents themselves.
The report says humans have been injured from exposure to UFOs, from abductions and perceived time loss to sexual encounters and unexplained pregnancies.
We're talking about an area where there is intervention with the human being on such a level that it's beyond just negative health effects. Some of this stuff is really bizarre.
So what's next? While this program ended in 2010, Cordell says the Pentagon continues to study UFOs, and more military videos and documents are likely to be released this year. The response to the Pentagon. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
Venus. Dang it. Scary stuff is true. Could y'all hear the last news report? Because I didn't get it clicked, I guess, to where it's shared over here, but y'all should have been able to hear it, I would think. Anybody confirm? Officially says Brown Dwarf has a UFO video, his most recent one, just like I'm seeing. Huh. Yeah, this was the one I just played. Did y'all hear that? I guess if you heard it, I'll just play it again. Most of it you could hear. You see a familiar face.
Well, thousands of previously classified documents regarding UFOs have now been released to the public. And some of the stories include alien abductions, electrical paralysis, and even sexual encounters.
Yeah, just some bizarre stuff. Fox 35's William Lajeunesse has the shocking details from this 1,500-page report.
Pilots tracking unidentified objects, balls of light suspended over the ocean, UFOs chasing warships, all part of a growing body of sightings of UAPs or unidentified aerial phenomena.
My God, they're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west.
Now comes something even more explosive, a 1,500-page Pentagon report of previously classified documents cataloging accounts from witnesses and victims claiming radiation burns, brain damage, even paralysis after close encounters with UAPs.
This is the most haunting of all the reports from my perspective, because it shows immunological deficiency. It shows altering human DNA. It shows degradation on a cellular level.
Prepared in 2010 by the Pentagon's secret Advanced Aerospace Weapons Program, the report was released only after a Freedom of Information request. It found sufficient incidents, accidents have been accurately reported, and medical data acquired as to support a hypothesis that some advanced systems are already deployed and will pay full U.S. understanding.
This is from within the documents themselves.
The report says humans have been injured from exposure to UFOs, from abductions and perceived time loss to sexual encounters and unexplained pregnancies.
We're talking about an area where there is intervention with the human being on such a level that it's beyond just negative health effects. Some of this stuff is really bizarre.
So what's next? While this program ended in 2010, Cordell says the Pentagon continues to study UFOs, and more military videos and documents are likely to be released this year. In response to the Pentagon. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
So, you know, some stuff going on with them, you know, the government. Look now. Why would it be new? I'll try closing some stuff down, see if that helps. I don't know what. All right. I'm trying some stuff, but I don't know. No audio. Audio's effed up. It's okay now. Is it good now? I hope it stays that way because this is ridiculous. Just I must have too much stuff going on the on here. So got another news report.
Nick Pope studies these things, joins us from Tucson, Arizona. Nick, have we ever gotten to the point where there is hard evidence that there is something visiting our planet from another planet?
No, we're not quite there yet. But what we have seen over the last 3 or 4 years is this subject coming out of the fringe and into the mainstream. We've seen multiple videos, US Navy videos of jets chasing these things, tracked on radar. We've had some of the pilots and the intelligence people talking about them. And now we learn that this is an ongoing situation, and it's not just UFOs. Frankly, they've been looking at other things which sound like they come straight out of an X-Files script.
It's, when you hear pilots describe what some of these things can do, the Tic Tacs and the like, confirmed UFO sighting, Southern California coast, 2004, 2019 by 3 or 4 different ships, eastern seaboard near the United States, 2014, 2015. I have no idea what that map is, but we do have a graphic of where are they and what are they, confirmed UFO sightings. There we go. Off the coast of Virginia, 2014 by the FA-18s and the like. What is the chance that these are nothing more than the next evolution of stealth fighters or the next evolution of things that are being tested at Area 51? And of course, the government's going to say we have no idea what they are because they don't want our enemies to know about it?
That's certainly possible. I mean, one theory is that this is next generation aerospace tech, secret prototype aircraft and drones. Some people say it might be US tech, secretly tested on one part of the military by another to see how we react. And of course, there's another theory that this is adversary technology from Russia or China, for example. But, you know, the extraterrestrial hypothesis is out there too. And all of this is why Congress is now taking very close note of this. The Senate Intelligence Committee in particular, but the Armed Services Committees in both the Senate and the House are looking at this. There were multiple UFO provisions in the latest defense bill. So people are taking this seriously.
You worked on this for the government of the United Kingdom. You were in the Ministry of Defense researching UFOs and if there was extraterrestrial life and the like. What do you think has changed now that it went from sort of the fringe people who wore tinfoil on their hats and stood outside Area 51 to now this?
Well, I think there has been a realization that this is a serious defense and national security issue. And I think part of that have come from within Congress. People like Marco Rubio, for example, have spoken out quite strongly on this. But the other thing is we've just got a lot more evidence than was previously the case. We always knew pilots saw these things, but it's the DoD themselves that have recently put some of this on their website. And what we've seen recently is the Defense Intelligence Agency also doing massive document dumps, releasing, you know, literally thousands of pages on this, and there's more to come.
Short of a couple of little green men landing on the south lawn or the north lawn of the White House and saying hi to the press corps there, or landing at the next Super Bowl and dropping in. What is the bridge between these videos and we know that whatever this thing is, it is not human?
Well, I think part of the answer will be satellite technology. But of course, the problem with that is that all that information is going to be highly classified. The other thing is, of course, science. We've had the recent launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. And if there's something in our little corner of the galaxy that's not us, well, maybe that will be the instrument that finds it.
And right now, you would put the percentage chance that in the next year to 18 months, we have that link is what?
I don't know, but much stronger than it ever was. I mean, we're closer than we've ever been, I think. If they're out there, we're closing in on them. And it will be the biggest discovery in human history, for sure.
You said we're closing in on them. We just hope we're closing in on them faster than they're closing in on us. Nick Pope, fantastic analysis. We really appreciate it. And, you know, people say hello to us. We'll be giving you another call.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. All right. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's.
All righty then. Yeah, well, government doesn't want to tell us too much, but they tell us a little bit. You know, I don't know if their choice of information to release is to scare people. You know, if you get told you're going to get radiation off of UFOs, that's certainly going to spook you about getting too close to one, right? But they know, you know, they know this stuff, but they're not going to, they tell us they don't know what it is or where it comes from. They're so full of shit. They know where. I guarantee they know. Guarantee they know. Angel says back in the 70s, there were a lot of reports over the Adirondacks. At the time, there was an Air Force base in Plattsburgh, New York. So maybe military related. Possibly. Cindy, welcome. Yeah, I'm still alive. No, not yet. Uncle Bones says, Mr. Lee, Kiki actually is my alien crush with Barstool. Shiana was the character name. She was a little slut, though. I was thinking about you earlier weekend at the moment. Yeah. Can you show the brown dwarf video? I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find it. Well, dang it. Which channel is his, Mr. Lee? Is it one at the top there? When did he post the video? Is he still chomping edibles, playing video games like a teeny bopper? The top one. Well, there's 5 on top. Which one is it? Orbs over LA, strange object in the sky, Southern California, UFO spotted high after high-speed chase. That one's, so it's not that one, probably Mountain Lion. And this one's on the far right is titled December 27th, 2021. Orbs over LA.
tried zooming out and I lost it. I see it, but
I see it, but
we spotted a lot of these types of objects in the mountains. You can find it in California. So the coast is over that way, and behind us that way,
with objects going is
San Gabriel
Mountains.
We are
We are in
California
California at the moment.
and
Yeah,
check out on that.
out on
Yeah,
that.
we've gotten a lot
Types of videos,
a lot of videos, all
types of weird stuff in the skies, and
who knows what
yeah,
that
who knows
was?
what that was?
Unidentified
Unidentified to me, but I'll post that up for you guys to check out. Peace.
That's what we're seeing. Without walking daily and start working, living his best life. Glad that carnivore fixing. Okay, I haven't. So many people push back on it. They don't want to believe that humans should eat carnivore and fix a lot of the ailments that they have. They've been told their whole lives that they're supposed to eat vegetables. And, of course, it's all bullshit. You can survive eating vegetables. You can get by on it, but for optimal health, you need to not eat vegetables. Vegetables are actually causing some of the illnesses people have. They affect some people worse than others, but humans evolved to eat all those megafauna. That's what turned us from a stupid little chimpanzee into the thing we are today. Is we figured out how to hunt, and we did it in a big fucking way. We started killing the biggest damn things on the planet that we shouldn't have the ability to kill, because we don't vegans are always quick to say, well, you don't have canines, you don't have claws. No, we don't. But our brain is a result in part of learning how to make tools. And in the case of feeding ourselves, one of the primary ones was the spear. That flint knapping took a lot of patience and a lot of thought. And it resulted in this ridiculously pathetic ape being able to take down mastodons, woolly mammoths, giant sloths, even bears. I mean, 160 different species of megafauna at least. And that's what we're designed to eat. And so there's still people that push back on this. They're like, oh, no, I know, we're supposed to eat this and that. No, you're not. You don't need fiber. I can show you the science on that. You don't need fiber. You absolutely do not need fiber. Everyone's like, people ask that all the time. Like, how do you get fiber? I'm like, you don't get fiber from this carnivore. Now, I'm not sticking to it all the time, but I know that if I want to really fix if I start really having big problems, I really need to get direct stick with carnivore. And usually it'll fix things. So hopefully he tells more people about it, because people need to freaking listen. price and I think they could fix if they just go to a carnivore diet. Yeah, I don't know what to think of Lazar. I'm not sure, actually. Joe Rogan seems to believe him. A lot of people seem to believe him. I think it's possible there were a lot of things that he saw that should not be interpreted. Don't interpret them too quickly. Like he may think he saw a certain thing, but he actually saw, but that the explanation for it isn't necessarily what a lot of people might think. Great how that polar bears with a spear. That's some badassery right there. So like Mr. Lee, like the other night, like it came up when I was went on Mickey about the aliens that most people seem to see. You know, they're humanoid. They're what people are describing these rays as humanoid. And so, like, we got things on our planet of all variety of different kinds of life, right? You know, if we meet an intelligent species, it could be something weirder than anything we got on the planet. Like, if we got octopi. And look at an octopus. That's a alien looking shit. Very intelligent. You know, why are there not an octopus like alien visit? Or something that looks more like an insect. Or like an amoeba. You know, there's a million different options. But these rays look like a version of us. A little chihuahua type of human. Down the depth up again. Look over on the down. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it came from somewhere, you know. Yeah, he could have guessed. I mean, okay, anyone that knows enough about science would know that probably eventually we'll figure out how to put together these heavier elements. Right? So he could have just some luck guessed that we were going to take it as a ticket. But it's also possible that he really encountered this stuff. And so whoever the advanced people are who made these vehicles that he worked on, may have had element 115. Are you sure it's bad, Mr. Lee? Or I mean, is it coming and going? I mean, or what's going on? I don't know why, other than poor signal. Anyway, I don't know if you're hearing what I'm saying. That these aliens resemble us so closely that I think before people start assuming they're alien, you might also consider that the gray, these humanoid looking aliens are actually a race of humans. That they are left over from an older civilization that was advanced. You know, some group of them were advanced enough to survive far more believable than aliens that just happen to be humanoid and look very similar to us in the scheme of there's a large variety of the different ways that they could look, but they look just like us. And that these aliens came from so far away that just happen to look like no. That's way less believable than an advanced race of humans that have remained separate from us for thousands of years. This is, you know, is why they look the way they do. They look different from us, but they're definitely very human looking as described. And if you want to go down, okay, people are like, well, where have they been? Well, they could be anywhere they damn well please. They're technologically advanced. They could be, you know, some people bring up they're hiding in the oceans. That's a possibility. Or Antarctica. I've talked about the moon. I know a lot of people aren't ready to saddle up on that deal, but the moon's probably hollow, folks, and it's probably man-made, and it was probably made by these advanced humans thousands of years ago. I know it sounds wild, but if you just take a closer look at the issue, and you might be surprised. You might come away believing the moon is hollow because there's evidence that it's hollow. Sounds good. Bat Mom says they are not aliens. They are frill. Frill. I don't know what that is. Howdy, folks, says Nikki. Welcome, Nikki. What is frill? Yeah. You spelled it wrong. But we don't know what you were spelling. Uncle Bone says, Mr. Hughes, stories of my ancestors always impressed me. Just to live in the Arctic. My mom was born on Little Diomede Island. Big Diomede is Russia. Well, Mr. Lee, trying to figure out how can I show your pictures? I know what I can do. Hold on a second. Upload. Give me just a bit. This might make my sound mess up again trying to do this, but I'm going to try. The people from Atlantis. They're possibly. I mean, of course, right now there seems to be division on where. Randall Carlson seems to think that Atlantis, or what remains of the city of Atlantis, is in the Azores. Of course, it's covered in water now. And then others seem to think it's the Eye of the Sahara, and of course, it's above water, but it was below water at some point. Again, let's see what I did. at any rate, it was just one place. What we're talking about is the civilization that spanned the globe. They had settlements all over. Atlantis is just one city. So I think there's a lot of people out there that are thinking, well, Atlantis refers to the whole civilization. No, it refers to the one city. I don't think it's meant to describe the entire world, the civilization that spanned the globe. But it's still interesting, and so yeah. I mean, some of the inhabitants of Atlantis may be involved with these aliens, but I don't know about that yet. Just don't have enough information to say that for sure. So they're good for the soul. The vril. Yeah, a lot of people use that word, the vril, that name. Icon says, it's been good seeing everyone, but I need to get back to work while there's still daylight to work by. Later, y'all. Hey, guys, I didn't get any music strikes on the show last night. Crazy. Good deal. Took it from my iPad. You can see the object clearly, though. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get it up. Pull it up, Mr. Lee. Look at the real. I've seen that Real Society stuff before. Never knew either. My grandfather doesn't love to hear stories from others. Take it easy. Welcome, Ruthless. Visit Diomede Island. All right, let's see. I tried to. Hold on. Looks like they came through. All right. I'm not able to show these here. I'm not sure if I can. It's right there in the center. Is it kind of dark? Yeah, there's Mr. Lee's pictures. Ruthless in the house. Mickey says Jay wanted me to delete the show because he farted. Real is not aliens. Doing well as well. She's talking about the Real Society. Mr. B33, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Sanders says Jay says if GD too much. Okay. Zoom in, he says. Zoom in. All right, I'll try. Referring to the Nazis. Meredith is here. She says, hello, Lockbeard and everyone chat. It's me, yes. It's late. Grandchildren. That mom says, Mr. Lee, go check on it. My roomie explained it to me. It made a lot of sense, but that doesn't mean I could repeat it. So these are Mr. Lee's pictures. I don't know. So is that it, Mr. Lee? It's not light, it's dark. I look at the right thing. I don't know what it is, Mr. Lee. Does it just kind of slowly move across the sky? Does it ever like shoot off at high speed and impossible speed? Because the one time I've seen something that I would call a UFO, it looked kind of stationary up there. It just looked like a star. And then all of a sudden, it was gone. Like it shot off at such speed that there's just no way that wasn't some kind of high technology craft. Just suspended for ages. So what are you saying? You saying they just hang there for a long time in the sky? They don't move? Chessboard says, Mr. Lee, you need a Nikon P1000. He's probably just taking. What you think he said? He's taking pictures of it with his iPad. Or, iPad. Looks like a dark spot. If you get the video, man, that would help us kind of know what, because it just looks like a dark spot on the screen, you know. Have a good Saturday, thank you. It didn't move at all. So you could see this with the naked eye. It's just kind of hanging out there, and I mean, surely it's got to go somewhere sometime, right? I mean, is this thing just there all the time? Like it's never gone? Skint. He's skint. Ruth says, anyone see David Weiss's The Flurf Guru get his arse handed to him? Recent debate about Flatardia. David Weiss, where was he at where he got debated I saw a debate the other day on the Modern Day Debate channel that had to do with that. And this dude, man, of course, he's doing the same tactic a lot of them use. A lot of them will sit there and say, I'm not a flat earther. I just question the globe. It's bullshit, dude. You're a flat earther. You're trying to disarm people from being able to. It's the way it's the tactic they use. Oh, I'm not a flat earther. And then he got his ass handed to him and didn't even realize it. He got told multiple times, like he's talking about the moonlight experiment, which I don't know why he thinks that has anything to do with the flat earth. But even if he proves the moonlight fools object, it does not prove the Earth is not a globe. It doesn't. If anything, it's supporting evidence. But anyway, he was told, like, dude, you need to do the experiment on a night where there's no moon. He's like, how do I do it on a night there's no moon? There's no moonlight to tell because he was saying because he put a cup of water in the shade and a cup of water not in the shade, but there was nothing above it. It was shaded by a wall that he was good. And I'm like, no. In order to do proper controls, you need to also do the exact same experiment. Yes, you put the cup where it would have been in shade before and in the moonlight before, and you do it on a night where there's no light reflecting off the moon, but the moon is in fact in the sky, right? You do the experiment then, but you also do the experiment when the moon isn't even in the sky at all. It's below the horizon, right? These would be proper controls for the experiment. So you're eliminating anything that someone could point at to prove the experiment is wrong. I think he's going to be right on the subject of the results, but it doesn't do. I don't know why they even got into it on a flat Earth debate or on a debate questioning the globe because it doesn't disprove anything. It doesn't have anything to do with that other than it shows how it should work. It doesn't prove the Earth is flat. It doesn't prove the Earth is not a globe. I think it's ridiculous. There is no deep darker Earth. Yeah. Notice missing the beginning of the show. It's just I'm lost enough of what you're all talking about. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I really like the show always. Thank you, Meredith. Like a pancake. Was hanging out inside a cloud. Was it hanging out inside a cloud? Flatardia. Yeah. This releases Lockbeard. It did not move. Then it just dissolved. Weird. So I'm trying to think what else you could do. Do you have like a camera, like security cameras or anything? Maybe could you put a camera on this spot like 24/7 for a long period of time to see if it changes locations? You know, if it comes and goes. You know, to try and figure out what the hell is going on here. Because I mean, there's really nothing I can. There's really nothing more to. It's just a spot in the sky. You know, so it'd be interesting to know: is it always at the same location? What times it comes and goes? Is there a pattern? Um, you know what I mean? So 24-hour video surveillance of this thing would be awesome. You know, is it there at night? It's kind of weird, but not a whole lot we can tell. says life debate for power on YouTube is being renowned in this TikTok blurb trying hard. Huh. Did you get you guys there and change it? What channel was it on? Was it on the Modern Day Debate channel? Let me see here. Because I'm not seeing. It must have been somewhere else. Because I'm not seeing it. Because the one I saw the other day was Mark Reed versus Howard Stewart. So must have been on different channel. Back. What is the audio sound for you? I don't know. I've been having audio problems with some people. Did he say where his microphone was? Did he ever say where his microphone was? To me? It's in the computer. Using the computers on board. There shouldn't be anything different. Places have seen a lot of weird stuff in the sky. LOCKBEARD at night, especially when it's not cloudy. It's what the LOCKBEARD Professor Dave humiliates flat earther David. Professor Dave. He debated Professor Dave. DITRH debunked live. DITRH. DITRH. Okay, yeah, I see it now. That was on Professor Dave's channel. I'm glad someone's handling that shit because it needs to be handled. So yeah, I don't know what this is, Mr. Lee, but if you're seeing it, is it in the same location every time it appears? Is there certain times of day that it's there or night? You know, how long is it there? All that weird stuff. You need to collect some data. I mean, if this is a regular thing at this location and you got like a security camera you could put, or some kind of camera somehow, put a camera on this 24/7. And run it to your channel live. Live stream this spot on your channel, and then people can do worldwide observations of your spot that this video is on. It's not possible there's a tower or anything. It looks awful high. The satellite, or is it a hole in reality next to Mr. Lee? Nighttime, it darts around, but it's usually in the same location. Well, I mean, no way to know what it is, but yeah, like I said, it'd be interesting if you could somehow do some long-term camera surveillance of this thing. Like if you got a security camera, but I mean, I don't know if it'd be good enough quality, but some kind of camera that watches it all the time. So you say it darts around, right? It's usually in the same location. I mean, have you pointed this thing out to people around you, like neighbors or family? I mean, you said, hey, what's that? There's a thing in the sky. What the hell is it? That's weird. Oh. Let's see here. Yeah. No idea what it is, Mr. Lee. We got some clouds. We got a chimney. Some trees. Zasky just called and said there's a Bigfoot like there. And there's like 20 of them right there. That's according to Zasky. But no idea what that is. Mr. Lee says, my girlfriend has seen it. Usually rolls her eyes at these things, but she was properly freaked out one night. Because she saw it moving. But seeing it in a day, just hanging out there, doesn't freak her out though. But is that what you're saying? Like she sees it move around at night and that freaked her out? I mean, it's strange that it just hangs out there all the time. All right. Somehow got myself booted out. Yeah, Mr. Lee. I don't know what it is, but it'd be interesting to see more. So I don't know if that's a possibility for you to put a camera on it or what. But Uncle Bone says, Mr. Lee, have you lost track of time when you see this? Yeah, that might be an interesting thing to know about that. Anyone ever see a Bigfoot? I think a few people have here. Mr. Lee says it's a picture, Lockbeard. People need to see things with their own eyes, though. You know that. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the chat, Sasquatch Wizard and Arndix.
What's happening in Mexico's skies? Why is it that in the last 15 years, unidentified flying objects have flown through these skies with a frequency that seems to be steadily increasing? The number of witnesses is multiplying too, and thanks to technology, so is the number of amateur films. The media have documented these.
See, I don't know about ones like that. Sometimes they seem kind of fake, like they don't move right. Good evening.
Incredible episodes, and many people are now wondering what's happening in Mexico. The most organized of them are a group of researchers who have begun an unprecedented project in the history of modern ufology, systematically studying and monitoring the sky. Everything is filmed, recorded, and scientifically documented. The team's name is the Vigilantes, and their work has produced an incredible number of photographs, testimonies.
Uncle Bone says near Ferndale, Washington, Sasquatch Wizard and Irondax. That's where you saw Bigfoot. So that's something that, because the government's admitted the existence of UFOs. They have not admitted the existence of Bigfoot. How do we make that happen? You know, I don't know if it's something that people like us can do, though. If we got some really good footage and got it out there, and maybe people couldn't deny it and the government couldn't deny it, maybe they would admit they were there. But it's scary to speculate, because there's been those who have said that the government plans on perpetrating a false flag alien attack on us to achieve their goals, right? Get us scared, get us willing to do whatever they tell us to do to protect ourselves, and You know how they do. They always do this. And of course, it won't really be an alien attack, but a bunch of people will believe it's an alien attack, just like they believe every freaking challenge that we face by the government. You know, oh, we got this horrible thing going on. You know, we had nothing to do with planning the invasion. We had nothing to do with that germ. This was something that just freaking happened and was out of our control, but now we all got to deal with this. It's always a lie. It's always a lie. And often a straight up false flag. And even though there's been tons of evidence produced to show that a lot of these things the government had some hand in, like September the 11th. People still don't want to believe it. People still don't want to believe it. I don't know why. Some of them just, it's too big. Maybe it scares them too much. Maybe they're just lazy. You know, they don't want to consider. They don't want to take the time to look at the material and see that something very, very fishy went on with that, right? At least with the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the government's, you know, admitted to that, you know. And maybe 20 years, 30 years from now, the government will admit it might have had something to do with September 11th, too. Which personally I think is an open and shut case at this point. But there's a lot of people who will not listen. They get pissed off. They won't look at the material that proves it, but they'll get pissed at you though, based on just a belief they have because of what they've been told by government and media. Think about it, the only thing you fucking know is what you've been told by government and media. What's the facts? I don't know where Timmy Boy is, Mr. Lee. Meredith says, is there an airport around there? Maybe you can call and see if it picked up on the radar. You never know. Kitty cat toy laser pointer. Oops, did I say that? Kitty cat toy laser pointer? He's saying that maybe he should try to initiate communications. Perhaps. Maybe he'll get a response. Or maybe he'll get a visit from the men in black. They'll be like, what are you doing shining lasers at our top secret craft?
And films, which are analyzed very carefully. The amount of material was so impressive that it led the researchers to think of Mexico as a true contact point. It all began with the total solar eclipse that took place in Mexico on the 11th of July 1991, coinciding with an ancient Mayan prophecy. The prophecy foretold that such an eclipse in Mexico would mark the beginning of humanity's encounter with the Lords of the Stars. It was all written in the Dresden Codex, one of the few documents that escaped the wrath of the Spanish conquistadors. But let's get back to the eclipse. On the 11th of July 1991, millions of people and hundreds of video cameras followed this spectacular astronomical event. Initially, nobody seemed to notice the presence of an anomalous aircraft.
Okay, so, hey Jay, welcome to the chat. So the eclipse is, right? All right, so the moon being a constructed satellite, The moon being created. The moon being at just the right distance for its size to perfectly create eclipses, right? I mean, the chances of these size ratios just happening is just, ridiculously impossible. So, because the moon could have been smaller, it could have been bigger, it could have been closer, it could have been further away. The moon is actually way bigger than it should be for a planet this size. Its density is extremely low. Its craters are too shallow because the material underneath the craters is, a highly resilient alloy. Titanium, there's been a lot of titanium found up there, and other elements that are weird. The ringing of the bell. The moon is almost certainly a constructed satellite. So it's made. So now it's going to create these eclipses. They leave these prophecies. This is just a speculation, right? That they leave these prophecies because they know there's when the eclipses are going to happen as in the future, because it's all part of the flight plan of the moon. The moon is, they just know that can be predicted. We can predict eclipses now, like we know how to do it. But in ancient times, they could have told these people, say, look, this eclipse will happen at this time, and then certain things are going to happen at that point. It's like a way of making sure the people know when certain things are going to happen. It's a possibility. Why did they have this prophecy? Meredith says, or you can go buy 99 red balloons and see what happens if you let them go somewhere close to it and see if it shows any reaction to the balloons. Don't let them all go at once, like if you had a time. There are people, well, if you do that, like you say your girlfriend's at the house, and then you go and you release the balloons at different locations, and then you're communicating with her by phone, right? So she can tell you, like, if they're, like you need to go further west or east or wherever you need to do to get the balloons to go near the object, and try to see if you can get them to go behind the object too. So, you can hopefully you can figure out where it's at. There are people communicating with Sasquatch. They won't tell us, though, I bet. Talk to text doesn't understand a Massachusetts accent. It's fucking swamp gas, Lockie, says Scotty. There it says, really sending kisses to Jay. I see how you are. What am I, dog poop? Who loves you, baby? So I don't know. So people, these prophets, like whoever built the moon probably knows damn good and well the entire, when all the eclipses are going to happen, and where on earth those total eclipses will be viewable from. And so they could tell people at these locations, they could create these temples. Say, look, create this temple here, saying that this is the prophecy. When this eclipse happens here, then you know that we're going to come. Or whatever I can't remember what they referred to them.
Hovering in the sky over Mexico City. But when reviewing the footage later, many people noted the intruder. It seemed to be made of metal that reflected the sunlight, and it was shaped like a classic flying saucer. The sighting created quite a stir, and even the TV media became involved, especially researcher and journalist Jaime Maussan. In the days following the eclipse, the staff of Televisa, one of Mexico's largest private TV networks, was flooded with videos of the mysterious aircraft. The public's curiosity grew. What exactly was the object filmed during the eclipse? Where did it come from? Could it possibly be a confirmation of the mysterious Mayan prophecy? Demetrio Feria, one of the first members of the Vigilantes, remembers that day well.
My experience began in June of 1991. Before the great eclipse that took place in Mexico on the 11th of July of that year. That was when I decided to film them. I already had a video camera, and I wanted to know whether the phenomenon was real or just a bunch of lies, special effects or something like that. And luckily, I managed to capture them on film. I devoted quite a bit of time to them between June and November, and I began filming them one dawn in November at 5 in the morning.
So, such a sweetie pie. Good to see old Bones. Since says hey to Meredith, snowing and sleeting. Purple M. Daily Dan. As long as the power stays on. Well, there's not any real big news other than the government doing that report talking about the effects that people have from witnessing UFOs, from being in the presence of UFOs. They're still not telling us what they are. I mean, I guess there's a clue they're radioactive, or must be radioactive, or have something on them that's radioactive. But the government really expected us to believe they don't know what they are. Squatch Wizard. Yep, Squatch Wizard in the house. Was Donald here? I thought Donald arrived at some point. Let's see who else is still here. Because some people, I think, have checked out. Is Timmy Boy still here? At least I thought he was here at some point. Could have sworn it. Jen says, Meredith, love a good thunderstorm tomorrow. It's going to be in the 60s. Weather, it's just so jacked up. Jay says, who cares as long as they don't want none of my whiskey and Coke? Yeah. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they'll leave your whiskey and Coke alone.
Level out, come on. Level out, come on.
See if Timmy responds. That's the Timmy bat signal. Meredith says, Scotty laughing my ass off. Poor Puss in Boots. Look at that snazzy kitty started LO stray cat strut. What's all this talk about cats? Does Scotty have a cat? What's all the talk about cats? Huh.
I like to fuck my cat.
That's what I got to say about cats. No, that's what Mr. Plinkett did. I didn't do that. I did not do that. Mr. Plinkett did that. Cindy says, thank you, Scotty. I'm fine. And one of those would be helpful. Mr. Lee says, the fire in the sky. You seen that movie, Lockbeard? Do you believe him? I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. Without, because everyone's just telling a story, right? Just like Sasquatch, everyone's just telling a story. You have no way of knowing if that person is mistaken about what they saw or they're just flat out lying. They could just be lying or just mistaken that they thought what they thought they saw. And then of course a lot of people get mad. I know what I saw, and then you can't work with that, right? It's like, look, I don't give a fuck if you know what you saw. I don't know that. I don't know that you weren't confused or mistaken, and if you're mistaken, that means you don't know that you didn't know what you were seeing, right? So of course you're going to argue the point. So it's pointless to argue with you. It's just say, look, I don't know what your story is a fact. I can't know that. So don't get pissed at me because I don't immediately, just believe every story. There's just no point in that. I don't know that somebody didn't hoax you or you didn't freaking hallucinate because something's going on with your head. You had a stroke or something. I mean, there's so many possibilities. So and also it's a red flag when people get mad, right? It's a red flag because a lot of times the liars and the hoaxers will use that as a tactic, right? They'll use it as a tactic to get you to shut up. I know, so my immediate reaction is, just, okay, you just told me not to believe you at all. You just told me to stop even giving consideration to what you said. If you get pissed at me, that's a red flag. That so now I know that there's an unhealthy situation there, and that you could be lying or you're mistaken and you don't know that you're mistaken. And you're taking it personally when people don't believe you. So it's just pointless to even have the discussion. But I don't know, Mr. Lee, if he's telling the truth. I would need to have the power to, be nice to be able to investigate the site and see if there's any kind of evidence left. To personally strap the guy to a lie detector. Yeah. This guy said, he's amazed at the movie tonight. Toiger, so underrated as an actor. It's been a test. You see nothing? Jen, where do you live? if you don't mind me asking, says Meredith. You okay, Cindy? Yep. The Enlightened Mank is here. He says, yo, bro, why does Kim Wheeler say space don't exist? Oh, shit, dude. You're probably taking it as a flat earther. You're probably taking that out of context. Is there what we usually call space? Is it out there? Yes. But it is not a thing. Mainstream science is trying to make it as a thing. They're also trying to make out time as if it's a freaking thing. And so then they stuck it together and said, oh, there's this thing. It's called space-time. Space and time are not things. Don't take it out of context. Jesus Christ. Flat Earther is always looking for an angle, man. Yeah, Mr. Lee. Cindy says, Scotty, my daughter ex took her kids and left state Texas to California. It's been rough. She's been fighting to get them back. Sorry situation there. Mr. Lee says, what about Whitney Scriber? You believe him, Lockbeard? Which one's that one? Whitney Scriber? I have to see if I can find a image. Son of a bitch. Is that right? Is it Striber? Mr. Lee? You're spelling it Scriber. Now I see a Streber or Striber. Is that the correct spelling? Jay says you can't fix stupid. Okay, I see a channel called Whitney Scriber. It doesn't say what's on it. Oh, it's dancing. That's not it, Mr. Lee. Like I said as well, I broke my fucking bullock tractor have returned. Damn. Sounds like a bad deal, man. Work, just take time. Back in service. How are you? I call my beautiful friend. Cindy says, I know, Sandra. Thank you, sweet lady. Mr. Lee says, Whitney Scriber wrote Communion book. He was visited by aliens many times. I'm trying to remember, Mr. Lee. Maybe if I search with the word communion. Let's see. The Grays by Whitney Strieber. Striber. Yeah, it's ST, Mr. Lee. ST.
Hello, I'm doing a book review, and the book I want to review is Communion by Whitley Strieber. Now, Communion was published in 1987. Now, Whitley Strieber has claimed that he was abducted by aliens, and this book was written about his experiences. Now, Whitley Strieber has written a lot of fiction books as well. Like, before this, he wrote the book The Hunger, which Tony Scott made into the movie The Hunger with Susan Sarandon and David Bowie. And he's written many other books as well, which have been made into movies. Now, I've always been interested in the subject of alien abductions and UFOs. Like, I remember I always used to watch, like, documentaries on UFOs and alien abductions, like, when I was a little kid, and they would always freak me out. So I've always been interested in the subject. Now, do I actually believe in alien abductions? I'm going to say that I actually do believe that there is life on other planets because our universe is so fucking huge, and really when you think about it, Earth is nothing more than a tiny speck of dust compared to the entire universe. So I think it's kind of ridiculous to believe that in all that space, Earth is the only tiny speck of dust with life on it. So I do believe there is life on other planets, but do I believe that life from other planets has actually visited us? That I'm not 100% sure if I believe or not. So even though I do believe that there is life on other planets, I don't know if I 100% believe that aliens have actually come to Earth and abducted people. I certainly consider the possibility of it. I guess you can say I'm kind of a skeptic when it comes to that. It's kind of the same thing. If you remember a year ago, I reviewed the book The Amityville Horror. Now, personally, I don't believe the Amityville Horror was a true story at all. I believe the Lutzes made that shit up. But I said in that review that when it comes to the subject of don't know if I believe or disbelieve, I've seen him in interviews that were recorded years after this book was written, and he still claims that all this stuff happened to him. And I feel like if this was some kind of a prank, at this point he would have come out and said so at this point, but no, he still claims this stuff happened to him. And I even saw an interview with him, and he said that he had an experience in like the 90s or something. So he's claimed he's had experiences even after he wrote this book. So I certainly do believe that he believes all this happened to him. So the book begins around Christmas time in the year 1985, and it follows Whitley and his family who are staying at this cabin that they own in upstate New York. And what happens is, in the book, he ends up getting abducted by aliens, and it turns out he had another experience in October of that same year, but he doesn't really remember it very much. And what happens is, in the book, he ends up undergoing hypnosis, and he starts remembering more about his experiences in both December and October of 1985.
Yeah, that's enough of that. He's got an interesting voice. 8 inches across the blade, brother. Hydraulic filters. Pump is howling. It's grinding up a coyote. Wait, should be hearing the coyotes around here any time. Suckers make a racket, man. Daily Dan's the good stuff. The plug my nostrils. Mr. Lee says Scotty Christopher Walken played him in the movie Communion. Sheetrocking. I was 12. Dad's workers started taping at 16. Was well on my way to master drywaller by age 20. Uncle Bone says, sounds like time to clean or change the filter icon. Well, shoot. We're over 2 hours. UFO, that's the UFO news. That's about all that I'm aware of, unless, there's something else going on. But I'm probably going to shut her down here in a second. I see the only person I see, the Ravens Outpost, I guess, is live right now. If you guys want to check that out. But that's all I see. That's all I've ever done, says Sasquatch Wizard. It's like a plow for many donkeys. Light soil 12 inches down with a fair amount of moisture would plow an acre in 12 hours. Ikey. 60 days to do half your farm quicker with a couple of horses. Oh, shit. Yeah. Let me help you out, Mank. Concave Earth is bullshit also, okay? Why you're so intent on not accepting reality? Like actually study like the real science, because it's funny, these people, these flat earthers and stuff, say, oh, we're studying this, but they won't study the real science, because oh no, that's wrong. This science is lying to me over here, but this science that can't be substantiated, concave, flat earth, all that stuff, can't be substantiated. It can't. It's funny, they want so badly to believe something that's not real, like you want to live in a game or something. You don't want to live in reality. Mini donkeys. A filter weird holder. Doesn't look like it's been changed in a while. Great movie. Saturday night. You too, Sandra. Sup, Mid-South. Concave Earth. Oh, man. Yeah, Mr. Lee. There's fewer people that are on that bandwagon, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Thanks, Lockbeard. Get checked, please. Also, thanks, Chessboard. See you later. Better health. Probably spin some new fuel filters too. Now to wait for Monday. Yep.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Damn good show.
Meredith says, I have one of my Tamilio relatives that was in charge of making and designing new weapons for the military on 9/11. He was asked not to come in that day. Never in his military career that happened. Interesting, huh? All right, y'all.
Here's $50.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Fuck, you're old.
I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for coming.